Are we live?
We are live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome from Beginnings. This is Pej and Austin.
Hello.
We're here with the Sober Grind today. We are also doing our Facebook live stream. Today's topic is, Mr. Austin, go ahead.
Yeah, identifying support systems in our life, what they are, and why they're so important in recovery. But first, thank you all for tuning into this and continually listening to our Sober Grind podcast. If you like the podcast, please subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, or on YouTube. We do all of our podcast in video format as well, and they're on there. So if you could leave your thoughts, comments, leave a review, subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated.
So, yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Very
so
good.
let's just jump right in. So, Pesh, what is a support system?
Okay, so a support system, this is the way. Let me just break it down real quick.
Break it down, Pesh.
Obviously, a lot of people seek sobriety in different ways. Some people don't seek sobriety in different ways. Some people are actually pushed into sobriety. There are people that go to just 12-step meetings and they get sober. Lucky them, that happens for some people. Some people have no clue what 12-step meetings are. A lot of people go to treatment, obviously, and a lot of treatment centers send people to 12-step meetings. Some of them send them to whatever is specified as far as their drug of choice, whatever they do. If they're alcoholics, they'll go to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. If they are heroin addicts, they have the option of going to NA, CA, AA, not AA, HA, whatever works for them. But obviously, there's a lot of different types of support in those groups. There's people that have been sober with long-term recovery, and those can become somebody's support system, a place where they can go regularly and connect with people out in the community.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So can you be someone like an individual person's support system? And how would you know if you are that person's support system or if they're using you as a support system?
Definitely. I mean, I think there's people that, when you're staying sober for a while, there are people that you will see that are new, that don't know anything about recovery. Some people they call them retreads, people that have come in and out of recovery a few times, that you see them and you see that they need help. So of course you can be a support to them. You can become a mentor. You can become a sponsor. You can do it. You can do a number of things as far as being their support group. You can even put them in contact with the right people that you feel would be fit enough to help them, depending on what their needs are. Yeah.
In your opinion, what all do you think you can do to help support others that are in need?
What all can you do?
Yeah.
Well, I think that this is what I noticed. All right, so we talked earlier about the internal support system and the external. So let's say
explain that a little bit.
Okay, so let's say, for example, there's some people that are in treatment, right? They're in treatment, they're housed together, they're in the same rooms, sharing rooms together, they're going to groups together, they're going and seeing therapists individually, but at the end of the day, they're sometimes outside, they're eating together, they're vaping together, they're smoking together, whatever. But regardless of the fact, to me, that's like an internal support system. So these are your brothers or sisters in recovery who you're all supporting each other to stay sober. That's internally. But when you're going out into the community externally, you're obviously, now it's time for you to kind of make friends with people that are in recovery, that have long-term recovery, that could become a stronger support group for you. When I was in treatment, it was required of me to get a sponsor, obviously, because I'd go to all these meetings that they'd send us to, but also they wanted me to have, they called it an SSSG, Social Sober Support Group members. And what was required of me was to go out and find, I was required to go out and find people that had 2+ years of sobriety. Obviously, when a person gains a year of sobriety, they might be in this thing for a little while. If they get up to 2 years, they might really be serious about this. So it was required that I go and connect with people that had 2 years or more and go out for coffee with them, go out and talk to them about going to a meeting. So for me, that was really good because, for one, I was totally scared to do it. I didn't want to talk to people. I was very comfortable with the guys that were in treatment with me. So I just like to, shoot the crap with them. I almost said it, right? Just hang out, just make small talk, conversation, have fun, have laughs, and all that stuff. But I didn't want to connect with people on the outside. I was kind of an introvert. I was very into myself. I didn't want to connect much, but it was required of me that I need to go make those friends, and it had to be 4 of them. which was a tall order for me. But regardless of that, I started to do that. I got somebody's phone number. He actually came and picked me up from my treatment center after I was in a different phase, and then he took me out to another meeting, and I got to see, recovery in a different room as opposed to the rooms that we were going to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's great. Looks like we have a couple questions here. Let's go
Already?
through. Yeah.
Good. I like it when you guys
Here.
engage. Ask us
Yep.
lots of questions.
Ask
We
us
always like to
lots
answer
of questions.
whatever we can.
Anything on support systems, recovery. So Lori says she just got off Suboxone January 1st. Lori, congratulations.
Congratulations. I'm happy that you got off of that.
That's awesome. Oh, what happened here? Max says, what's up, guys?
Hi, Max.
Hi, Max.
Max was on one of our shows a few weeks ago.
know.
He got a little testimonial.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yes.
Go back, listen to that episode. It's a good one.
Anything
I
else?
think that's it.
Hi, Nats.
Lori says hi.
Hi, Lori.
Nat says hello. I think that might be it.
Okay.
Yeah, leave
So
us some...
feeling
leave us
antisocial is
some-
normal? That's and Lori, I want you to know, in relation to what you're saying, hi Cindy, feeling antisocial is normal. Yes, it's very normal. Obviously, when we are in our addiction, some people, they like to get loaded with people, right? Some people, like me, I like to get loaded alone sometimes, where I just wanted to seclude myself off from the world. So trying to come out of that type of lifestyle and then getting into recovery, it was really hard for me to connect with people. I did not want to. I was uncomfortable in my own skin. I was always comparing my insides to your outsides. I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't know how to communicate, how to converse. And luckily, by going through treatment, I had a couple of people that showed me, how to do it, how to get out of myself, how to actually go up and approach people. Often I would just listen to other people that were in recovery. And if I liked the way they talked, then I approached them afterwards and I went over and said, hey, listen, I'm new. I need help. Can you please help me out? And they took me under their wing. They gave me their phone numbers. They would check up on me. I would check in with them. And before you know it, like a friendship bloomed. Yeah.
That's a great segue into the next question, too. So
she said she's been on Suboxone for 5 years. I'm so happy
That's
to
incredible.
hear. Listen, there's no maintenance with Suboxone. I understand. What you did is monumental. The fact that you got off of that after 5 years, and now what are we? We're at the end of February. 2 months. Congratulations. 2 months of not doing that stuff. You don't need it anymore. Seriously, Suboxone's intention usually is anywhere from 3 to 7 days of a taper, and then you get off of it, and you don't need to be dependent on it. Obviously, you have to endure a little bit of pain, but it looks like you've gotten past that hurdle. It's a good job. I'm really, really happy that you're off of that. And Cindy says, do you think that people that work in this field tend to be more antisocial in their off hours? It depends. I think there's so many various types that work in this field. For one, that's a wonderful question, Cindy. I really like that you asked that question. You and I, we've both worked together in different centers, and we know that some people, they make their job, their recovery, which is a complete no-no. I don't agree with it.
We talked about that before.
Yeah, I don't think it's a smart idea. I think that sometimes people get consumed in the course of their day by their job working in treatment with addicts and alcoholics and all the different shenanigans that go on and all the different ups and downs and everything, so that by the time they get off work, they just want to just go home and crash out, right? I don't recommend it. I think that people should still stay committed to their own sober social support group, whatever that may be, their own recovery community. Sometimes it's not a good idea, if not at any time, to go to the same meetings as your clients. But I think really still stay connected. Remember that your recovery is a lot different and separate of the recovery that you're trying to help people find in the community in the rehabs, that you're working at. I feel good, really good.
Good.
Yes.
I feel good for you, Lori.
Yes, we do.
So you, Pez, you discussed this a little bit earlier about asking someone to be your support, support system.
Mm-hmm.
How would you go about finding new people that you want, aside from meetings?
Right.
Maybe someone in a group of peers, or someone that's connected to another person, or maybe even a celebrity or someone really well established or something like that. How much you go about approaching someone to be a support system for you?
Like, in other words, where you are being supported by them because you need them, or how you can kind of vibe off of each other. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. A little bit of both.
Well, I remember, the law of attraction, like you can build
Yeah.
your own energy, right?
Right.
So obviously, like if you become a person that's like in recovery, and you become a man or woman of recovery, and that becomes a way of life, you start to attract those types, right? I mean, what's that saying? Birds of the same, what is it?
Birds of the same feather flock together.
right?
Yeah.
So when you, let's say, like, obviously when I was a lower companion, and I would hang out with lower companions, like we all belong together, right? That's just the way we were. You come into recovery and you start hanging out and frequenting places where other people in recovery are, sober dances, meetings, or whatever that may be, or the meeting before the meeting or the meeting after the meeting. But when you start to fellowship and be around those types of people, you then meet other people through people, however that may be. Somebody may bring, like every Friday night, every Saturday night, there's a group of us guys that we all meet together. Before we go to our meeting, we all meet for dinner. And often those guys will bring somebody new on board. Somebody that's brand new, somebody that's come back from a drastic relapse. So, hi, Mickey. I know, I'm happy that you hear us this time. Great. So they'll bring people, and then I'm the type of guy, like, I want to know everyone's story. So if I'm sitting at the dinner table and I see the guy sitting over there that's totally uncomfortable in his own skin, I remember how that felt. So I'll be like, I'll try to engage and start up a conversation with. Tell me about yourself. What's going on? How are you? How long you been sober? Are you in a home right now? Are you in a sober living home? Are you in a treatment center? Have you ever tried this before? And I, kind of just get like an ideology of who they are and what they're all about and what's going on with them. And then, over a period of time, friendship blooms. And that person, if he stays sober,
and they only seem to have good intentions, but you're like, back off, man.
Yeah.
It's getting too much. Get out of my personal space. You're being
you
way
never
too
want to try
supportive.
too hard with anybody.
So like,
yeah.
What's your opinion about situations like that? Like, where's that fine line?
Well, I think everybody's different. You're going to get a lot of people that are looking for support, and you're going to get a lot of people that they may be very gung-ho about getting support at first, but over a period of time, things change. People change. They might start feeling a different way. A lot of people jump from support group to support group. Some people will take on a sponsor or a mentor or whatever, and then think like, okay, well, I've heard enough here, or this person is too hard on me, or this person is too soft on me. It all depends. But personally, like when I can kind of, through body language or through somebody's actions, I can kind of tell if I'm too much for them.
Yeah.
And sometimes it could be something psychological. It just could be that the person just doesn't want to get anyone too close to them. They're just that way, or people change. They change their mind. They change their thought process. So, and then also, I never want to get too enmeshed with anybody either. I'm not a puppeteer. I'm not going to have people try to be my clones. Everyone needs to have their own experience. I allow people to find their own way. But if they ask for guidance, I would be happy to help them. I don't have to always take somebody through the 12 steps or anything like that.
Yeah.
I can always say, hey, listen, this isn't a good fit. Maybe you might want to go and talk to this person. This person can probably help you in that area more. If somebody needs a therapist or something like that, hey, perhaps you ought to seek outside help, rather than what we're learning just here in recovery. It sounds like you have some deep-rooted stuff. So yeah, you're always supporting them in that way. And you don't have to ever say too much or too little. You can always have that middle ground, that common middle ground.
That's great. And that's adds in there balance. Balance is definitely key.
Balance is definitely key.
Well, Pej, was there any other aspects that you wanted to bring up about support systems or the importance of a support system?
Sure.
Internal and external?
So, yes, I do actually. So, obviously, we see a lot of people that come through treatment, and a lot of people that, like I was saying in the very beginning, there's people that go to 12-step meetings, right? Fine. That some people, they never step foot into a treatment center. We're in California. This is like the mecca of treatment centers, right? There's a ton of people that are shipped out to Cali that go to treatment centers. And then the treatment centers send them to certain various meetings, right? And it's really hard for people to connect. Or some people do connect at first, but over a period of time, they start going in their head and thinking about, now what? Next what? Like they try to live out here. Oh, I got a job. Oh, now I have a car. Oh, I'm going to start dating. Oh, this, that, and the other. if you don't have your recovery, you don't have anything. That's what was taught to me. That's what I've seen it.
So
Time and
important.
time again, I've seen people that come and they make other things more important than the recovery. So, and they lose everything. I mean, they go into relapse mode before they even know they go into relapse mode, and they're absolutely certain that they're not going to relapse.
Right. Well, of course.
What happens? Like, why does that happen?
Yeah.
When you're not connected, and you're not plugged in, and you're not building that support group around you, it doesn't have to be a plethora of people in a huge, large community, but a few good friends, a few sober friends that I believe that if you're checking in with them or they're checking in with you on a daily basis, and you guys see exactly where you are, you're supporting each other, right? Or if there's people that you can bounce ideas off of, besides just your main mentor, the person that you know, maybe a sponsor or something like that, there's people that, like-minded people that are just like you, that may have a little bit more time than you, the same time as you, and there's people you can learn from that have less time than you, right? Just be humble, like be open
humble.
and
Yeah,
stay in touch with people. Make sure that you stay connected, because often I see a lot of people that are shipped out here. They come to treatment, they go through treatment, they're in the community, we see them, and then over a period of time they disappear, and sometimes we don't hear from them ever again. Sometimes we hear that they relapsed, and then they come back, and they look like they're just, you know, helpless and hopeless. So what do we usually recommend? That you do everything differently than you did last time. This time, get more plugged in. Be in touch with people. Stay in touch with people. Go to meetings. You know, go out with people. Go to coffee. You know, be communicating with people. And then on top of that, we need you. If you're new in recovery and you're like brand new, we need you. Now that you've made a decision to stop using and drinking, it's time to get plugged into the community and come and be a worker amongst workers, a man or a woman of recovery, and then you can start talking to others and helping others too, because we need you.
That's great, and a great ending point. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again so much for checking out another live episode of the Sober Grind podcast. Of course, all of these podcasts are made available on Fridays. They come out every Friday on both iTunes, Google Play Store, as well as YouTube.
That's right.
As well. Pej, you have anything else going on right now?
No, actually, if you guys, like you just said, Sober Grind, when you guys go on Sober Grind, if you guys could subscribe to it and also leave us feedback, we would love to hear about your feedback. And then, you know, we have testimonials. We'd like to know if anybody in the community that's in recovery, you can speak on it. Just let us know. We'll set you up to tell a short 3 to 5 minute testimonial about your experience, strength, and hope, what happened, what it's like now, and you know what you're doing differently in your life. And you can speak anonymously. You can say your name. It's up to you, depending on who you are and how you want to go about it. But yeah, we want you to be part of the Sober Grind. And thank you very much for tuning in today. All of you. We love you all.
Thank you so much. Lastly, this podcast is made possible by Beginnings Treatment Centers. Once again, an absolutely incredible Orange County-based treatment center located in Santa Ana. Pej is a great member of their Director of Business Development. Give them a call. Speak to a friendly specialist at 800-387-6907.
Did you say anything about Ask an Addiction Specialist?
No, I did not. Shame on me. Don't forget to check out our Ask an Addiction Specialist Facebook group. The link is actually in the description of this video, as well as audio version of the podcast, depending where you're checking this out. But in that little search bar up top of Facebook, you can also just search Ask an Addiction Specialist, and you'll find it. There are a lot of incredible addiction specialists in there. It's a great support community where you can ask questions if you're struggling, if you have a loved one that might be struggling, and you just want answers. That's the point of the group.
That's right. I guess we're all done. Thank you all for tuning in. We're over and out.